Jim Harbaugh is staying at Michigan.
How about that?
After all of that, and all I have to say about this is I knew it all along.
Yeah.
Knew it the whole time.
I knew it the whole time. Or not. So, first things first, I'm jacked up about it. Very happy that he did not leave for many reasons. One of them being the building of the program took a major spike level up last year, and it would have been an awful shame to have him remove himself just at this point in time. You know, to finish it up, follow it up, and keep building and use that as a maize and blue platform. And I'm glad that that's not now needing to be filled by the role of somebody else. You know, in February, I mean, what a major hit that would have been if he had left. And maybe, just maybe, somebody comes in and can improve things. Of course, that's a possibility. But I'm glad that we're not needing to find it. Can you imagine having to look for a college football coach right now in early February? Spring practice is around the corner. National Signing Day was yesterday. And Michigan does not have to deal with that right now. And as a matter of fact, they get their head coach back, the one who went to the college football playoffs. And, you know, I was texting my friends in the news and information business, what are you hearing about Harbaugh? As knowing he was in Minnesota yesterday. Because I didn't want him to leave. I didn't want him to leave, and certainly didn't want him to leave as well, to leave a gaping hole and having Michigan to fill it at a terrible time. At a terrible time. And, you know, I was hearing he was in the middle of a long meeting, 9 hours long, like everybody else who's been interviewing for the Vikings. And when I heard that, I'm like, okay, that's a switch, because I would think that somebody who is putting everything on the line with his school and is standing there and the program standing would have had the offer already in hand. Otherwise, he wouldn't have gotten on the plane. And I heard that, you know, Bruce Feldman's going to be joining us from The Athletic and Fox Sports in 15 minutes' time. His reporting is that around halfway through the interview, something took a turn and nobody really knows what that was. And I'm wondering if what took a turn was Jim Harbaugh sitting there thinking, all right, like, this isn't totally in the bag. And why do they need 4.5 hours more of a PowerPoint conversation? I had a 69% winning percentage in San Francisco and took that team to the Super Bowl. I'm the only guy in the history of football who's taken a team to the Super Bowl and a college football playoff. What am I doing here? And I'm putting at risk what I've got over there and building over there. And maybe it was just him saying, what the hell is happening? I don't know. I don't think anybody's ever going to know, because nobody will ever get in the head of Jim Harbaugh, because I don't think he either lets anybody inside there, or whoever is he does allow inside there is such a tight circle, no one will ever say anything. But now here comes the issue. And this is what I told all my friends as well, is how do we put the maize and blue toothpaste back in the tube? How does Jim Harbaugh do that? That's going to be his first challenge, most immediate challenge, and I think most important challenge. How does Michigan help him do that? A long-term contract in which the buyout is so absurd that it shows everybody he's not going anywhere. Adam Schefter says he told that Harbaugh told Michigan that this was a one-shot deal. He's coming back. I know his tweet only said 2022, but that has no plans to do this anymore. And I know that there's plans is the phrase that can always get broken. But there's got to be a new contract on the table with a buyout so monumental, it's something that shows everybody he's not going to tire kick if another job comes up. He's 58. He might say he could say all the right things, but the problem is anybody who's welcoming him into their house, he's got to convince them, I'm not going to leave. Other college coaches have to do that, I guess. But he's the only one that took a job interview in the NFL and got on a plane to do it on National Signing Day. And you're seeing it already. I see the memes on Twitter, the great phrase that he repeats as well as anybody else because it was his coach, Bo Schembechler, who came up with the phrase, those who stay will be champions. I already see the memes, folks. You don't have to keep tweeting them at me. Where they remove those who stay, and then at the bottom, will be champions. It's been removed, will be champions. It's now those who stay didn't get the job offer. I've seen that. And so this is the issue that he will have to be dealing with, and Michigan, we're going to all have to deal with, and hopefully we can get through it with recruits not bailing or the next 2-3 years of recruits not coming because of it. Because nobody that could have replaced Jim Harbaugh could match him in a scandal-free atmosphere. They could match him. They couldn't surpass him. I mean, the number of times you see other schools torn asunder, you don't hear about that stuff from Michigan. And then knowing the school and the institution and having a history there, nobody can match Jim Harbaugh on that. Nobody. People could better his record against Ohio State and Michigan State, and now Jim can too, which is great. I'm just really nervous that people like even Lincoln Riley could walk in there saying, I'm not going anywhere. I just went somewhere. I'm not going anywhere. You can trust me. I'm not going anywhere, says Brian Kelly, after he does his dance. I'm not going anywhere. Clearly, I'm not going anywhere. Nick Saban's not going anywhere. Dabo's not going anywhere. And then Jim Harbaugh walks into the same living room. What's that speech going to be? I'm nervous about that. But if anybody who could block out the noise, shine it off, and then still sign that recruit, I think it'll be him. And if you wanted to try going to the NFL, I mean, who the hell are you to sit out there and say you shouldn't, you're going to leave us in the lurch and all of that sort of stuff? You'd do that to your employer if they took a chunk out of your hide because of your performance. Honestly, I don't begrudge the man anything. I don't. Happens everywhere in college football. And, there but for the grace of God go anybody else. Good luck, anybody else. I just wish he hadn't done it on National Signing Day to a point where it's totally possible that it's damaging on so many other fronts. So I hope there's an extension coming with a buyout so huge that it does support his belief and desire to stay put. Because he could retire there. Let's go, Jim. Let's go blue. Let's go. Let's build off of this. I wish we could have just built off it without the dalliance with the Raiders and the Texans and the Vikings and I assume Bears and whoever else, that I hope this was his, hall pass. And now let's go on our second honeymoon together and, make beautiful music. Yeah, the answers on this tweet from Michigan Athletics, who's got it better than us, is just ugly. It's just a bad Twitter response. It's just exact,
Yeah.
And I don't blame Michigan Athletics because he's Jim Harbaugh. This is our guy, and he came to us. And he thought of leaving, and we could just remember that one time. Hopefully when he's lifting a glass egg, smiling at everybody, saying, yeah, I could have done it for you, Minnesota. Too bad you didn't give me what I wanted or whatever. I don't care, however he's motivated to do it. But keep doing it on the up-and-up way. We're not seeing this scandal-ridden, winning more than not. Had an incredible year this year. Let's build off it and lift that glass egg.
So how long do you think he stays is the question.
I don't know, man. And we're going to keep getting those conversations. I don't know. Anybody knows? Does anybody know?
Nobody knows.
The only person who might be able to help us know is Ward Manuel, our athletic director, putting something in front of him, get his Jim Harbaugh on it, and there's such a huge number about him having to be bought out, no one is going to come knock on his door. If he wants the door to be knocked on anymore. I don't know. He might literally have just said, well, that's that. I'm 58 years old. I'm coming back to Ann Arbor. That'll be the end of that. The issue is, as well, on all of this, having given you my 2 cents on Jim Harbaugh's, well, it's crazy. It's like Aaron Rodgers. Returned, never left, you know? And Aaron Rodgers looked pretty damn good, this year back there in Green Bay, and it all went hunky-dory on the field, and I'm hoping that happens for my alma mater. But hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.